Well, we're live with another sci-fi retro hour. So we're going to be talking about retro science fiction tonight, and your thoughts on it. Hello, Jane. How's your week been so far? Uh, I'm just saying. I think tonight's going to be. I've been getting into a bit of retro science fiction, Jane. Been watching the Bionic Woman today, and I realised there were some episodes that I'd not seen. So it was sort of interesting. And the rumors are still persisting, Jane, that Matt Smith is in Star Wars, you know, so it's getting sort of interesting there. So I was 1 minute late on, but I did say 7 o'clock. So let's put some music on. A bit of retro music from Battlestar Galactica, the theme. So it's quite interesting tonight's format. We're going to be talking retro science fiction, I think. I don't know, I became rather inspired with Pete's comments on Remo on Sunday's show, which were sort of interesting. So, where do we start? Well, I started watching Bionic Woman today when I got in, and I didn't realise there were episodes I haven't seen. Hello, Pete. How are you, bud? Tonight's show, retro. We're going retro tonight. So I don't know, I felt inspired by Remo, on the VHS thing. So we might go down the street of VHS tonight. Hello, Golden Retro and Movies. Nice to see you, bud. Enjoyed your stream the other day. Did catch up on it. But thanks for joining in. Joshua, whoa, man. Good to see you back. Right, guys. So get to the chopper. Oh, God. Right, hang on. I better turn this down and the old Battlestar Galactica thing. I don't know. Maybe it's age, but I'm going into the old style science fiction. Hello, John. How are you? How did the DIY go today at Gary's house? Hope it went well. So we've got the usual gang in tonight. So, right, where do we start? Right, I did a big review on Mutant X last night. I don't know if anybody remembers that. I've decided I'm going to start a series. Should have been classics. These like failed one-off TV series. Hang on. I've got to catch up. Right, so who we got on? Get to the chopper. Peter and I, Golden Retro, jump up, evening all. Hi, John. Retro Gamer. Hey, Martin. Oh, Retro Gamer. I hope you've had a really good week, mate. And how's it going? Mine's been okay. Actually, I'm quite happy, actually, today. I'm quite excited. I got some good news today. So, yeah. Hang on. Jump up. Good. Hey, man. Hope all is well. Yeah, very good, actually. Joshua, I do. Jane, Golden Retro Movies. Hi, Golden Retro. I remember the $6 million woman. That seems amazing in my view. And I have to say, I fancy Lindsay Wagner. I never really thought about it before. Sorry, I just had to say it. Do you know what I mean? I watched this really bad episode today where these villains pretended they had a UFO. It's in third season. It was really cheesy. But I mean, come on, you can't beat the noises. You can't beat the noises. So, right, so this is everybody saying hello to each other. And just some guy. Yeah, I'm live, bud. I hope you've had a good week. Golden Retro and Movies. I'm doing fine, Jane. So thanks for asking how I am. It's appreciated by me. Right, well, yeah. So tonight's stream, I think we'll be talking about anybody got any... Are we going to go back through time and get some old science fiction up there or fantasy? Does anybody remember? We were on about Remo on Sunday. Does anybody remember the Deathstalker movies? I mean, that might be going back. You remember Deathstalker on VHS? Hang on. I'm doing fine. Just asking. Retro, nice to meet you and see you. Check my streaming box info for the new Star Wars. Ian McDermott and Matt Smith are both in it. Yes, I thank you very much. That is what I had confirmed today. Yeah, apparently Matt Smith is Palpatine with Palpatine's spirit inside him or something. Because Star Wars Theory today released the synopsis to what's going on. And it's all that Palpatine is pretending to be one of the Knights of Ren, the Dark Acolytes. I mean, come on. I mean, the Dark Acolytes, please. Please, right. Hang on, just some guy, right. Hey, Golden Retro Movies, Golden Movies. Please call me Tony, everyone, as that's my name. It's easier than my channel name. Okay, Tony. Call you Tony. I do recommend Tony's channel, Golden Retro and Movies, to subscribe. He always gives me a shout out on his channel. So he gets really into like some classic films. Saw his trailer today. We're on about Sinbad. Do you remember the Sinbad movies? Sinbad and the Eye of the Tiger and all that. God, it's taking me back. Son of John Wayne. Right. We're on to some Pete Owen, The Shape of Things to Come, Barry Morse, Death by Disco. Pete, that is an awful film. How could you bring that film into this conversation? I saw that at cinema in a double bill with Zulu. Seriously, my dad took me to see that, and that was the big film, you know. You know, That Shape of Things to Come. That's where they're all living on the moon, isn't it? You know, and it's just, and Jack Palance is like that maniac that lives in that tower with them dodgy robots. It's a bloody awful film, and I watched it on Amazon last year. Seriously, it's a terrible film. Yeah, I never will escape that film, but I've never found it on DVD to buy. And to be honest, I would have it in the cheesy collection, because we've all got a cheesy collection in our movie collection, haven't we? You know. Right, Shepard, Kristen Arloff could say 100% that Matt Smith is a big liar. You're still not having it, Jane. You are still not having it. You know. Golden Retro Movies. Hello, Retro. It's always nice to meet a fellow retro gamer, my friend. Just some guy, Remo, courtesy of me. Yep, most definitely. You were taking me back there, bud. You know, I did look on Wikipedia. There's quite a lot of books about Remo and his adventures. Was it Chang? Which is sort of interesting. Hello, just some guy. Nice to see you again. Golden Retro Movies. Hi, pleasure as always. Remo was mine. Just some guy. Now, ladies. Now. You know, Remo belongs to all of us. We all experienced that movie many years ago on 24-inch tellies, which were classed as big, and VHS video recorders. Hang on. Right, Retro Movies. Right. Retro Gamer. Dave, Golden Retro Movies indeed. I've amassed a 25-year collection. Just finished my E3 catch-up. I watched E3 catch-up the other day for the Xbox. I was a bit annoyed, to be honest. I'll go into that in a minute, because I heard they were going to release and show the new Xbox Scarlet, and all we got what chip things and that, and I was a bit annoyed, you know, because a mate of mine texted me and said, "Are you watching it?" You know, and I watched E3. I watched the old 2-hour thing. I do like the Cyberpunk with Keanu Reeves. Looks really cool. A lot of platformers in there, and you know, sure, sort of interesting E3. Retro Golden Movies. Indeed, I've amassed 25-year collection. Just finished my E3 catch-ups. Panzer Dragoon Ream was my life. It's only taken like 20 years to get it. Yeah, there's a few classics out there I'm after, which I just can't seem to be finding at all. And I've scoured places on the internet where I thought I'd end up going, you know. Just some guy reviewing. Yes, Golden Tony. Sorry, Tony. Yes, I'll be reviewing Sinbad Martin amongst other classic films. Be reviewing on my channel. You know, you're taking me back with them movies, mate. Do you know what I mean? I always remembered is it Eye of the Tiger where she's got a seagull's foot because she can't change back? Do you know what I mean? And then Tom Baker as well. But did you know there was a Sinbad film done in '50s with is it Guy? What is it from the dad from Lost in Space? He was Sinbad as well, and that is really going back. So now we're going beyond retro. There, we're going golden age. I've Shape of Things to Come. Jack Palance won an Oscar. Pete going, how you doing, JSJ? I've read 88. Oh, God, bloody hell. 80. Is that how? 80? God, yeah, well, you've blown me out with Remo. Remo now belongs to you. Peter's now claimed Remo. 80 bloody books. I read the comic strip after the film, and there was a graphic novel, which I did get. But I think that were an interpretation of film. 80 books, man. Tony, I have 28 console systems ranging from N64 through to Xbox One. Retro gamer Dave, but I think I have about 14 retro console systems so far, my friend. Jane, here we go. Right, if Matt Smith is Palpatine, that means Ian McDiarmid is not in Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker. But Jane, get ready for this, right? Palpatine is the spirit, right? His body was destroyed, right? So when he got thrown down the shaft, he went for out-of-body experience. And, right? So he's been living in bodies since until he can probably get a body that's powerful enough. And my theory is, right, on Jakku, Palpatine had, there was laboratories under the ground on the planet which were very heavily guarded by a defense system. And it was full of Sith artifacts, right? Now, that's in the books, right? I think Rey, my theory, and I could be wrong, and you can shoot me down for this. I think she's Palpatine. She's a clone of him, but somehow she got out as a kid. Do you know what I mean? And maybe there's some. This is only speculation, but I think she's connected to Palpatine. You know, and I think he wants Kylo Ren or her body so he can live in it because he's that powerful. I really do. I think this is what it's all about. I think he was grooming Darth Vader for that as well. But Vader messed up when Obi-Wan beat him. Do you know what I mean? Because he said about immortality, we're obsessed with it. So, you know. But apparently, Jane, this is what's being said now. You know, that Palpatine is living in one of the Knights of Ren. Any thoughts on the new Star Wars game, Fallen Jedi? I've seen the trailer. It looks pretty cool. I've seen that. Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to bother with it, though. I want to with 1 and 2. I had a right rant about them last year. Well, Battlefield 2, I want a campaign. I don't want to be playing online with loads. I do play online, but I don't want to be... I like to play campaign first. You know what I mean? I'm not going to bother with Call of Duty. I just can't bother with it. I'm just getting bored of them games now. You know, Call of Duty games. Right. Hang on. Yes, there have been some classic Sinbad films. All right, hang on. Any thoughts on the news? All right. Golden, Tony, I meant to say it looks good. Retro game, Dad. Tony, yes, there's been some classic Sinbad films. I agree, Martin. Yep, there has. Jane, I think that Matt Smith and Dominic Mohan are the Knights of... Yes, they are, Jane. That's what I've just been saying. They are the Knights of... They are in the film. They're key. Apparently, they are the dark acolytes that worship the Sith. You know, so I assume that's what there will be. I don't think he was Sinbad. He was... No, I'm honestly, Pete, I saw a film. I'm sure it was him. And it was in 50s, really early 60s. Honestly, I saw it on BBC Two once. So I remember somebody said, "Oh, look, it's the dad out of Lost in Space. Guy, something, that's his name, isn't it?" Retro, I like Sinbad for the effects. Who's the guy who does the chase and the argument stuff? Oh, God. I know you're on about I know you're on it. I forgot about him. He's one of the greatest model effect. He did these skeletons, didn't he? In Jason the Argonauts. I forgot his name now. Right. Uh, right. I like Sinbad for the fact the guy who does the Jason the Argonauts. Can't recall his name. I've had a Bronson Marathon 10 to midnight following Edge 3, Death Wish 3, 4, and 5. I like Death Wish 4. Later, following the new Wentworth Bronson delivers justice all skills style. I like Charles Bronson. He was a classic, wasn't he? You don't get him like him anymore. There's like, I always wanted to see him and Clint Eastwood in a film together. You know, it looked like my Uncle Melvin did Charles Bronson. Last Jedi gaming out of Star Wars experience. Yeah, it did me as well, mate. It's called The Bucket when I was puking up into it. Are you going to the Star Wars Galaxy Edge this summer? No, I'm going to Blackpool. No, I'm hoping to go abroad this year, but so I don't know. I've been thinking about it. It depends how much it costs, really. And I've heard the queuing's out of control. Pete, Christ almighty, Jay say that's something. What about Cato's Land? Dark Crystal on Netflix, Batman. Oh, I can't wait for that. Dark Crystal, it's a prequel, isn't it? It's a prequel. It's set quite a long time before the events of the Dark Crystal, which is going to be interesting about the Gelflings, isn't it? I love Dark Crystal. I went to see that as a kid, and it blew my mind. Did that? I mean, it was an amazing film, wasn't it? Dark Crystal, sort of all of it, the Skegsies, and all that. Amazing film. Dark Crystal, just some guy. Weren't John Wayne's son? Yeah, he was. I think he played him a couple of times. Sinbad. Do you remember that TV series in the 90s they did? Sinbad. I mean, that was cheesy, wasn't it? That's when they had all that sword and sorcery stuff on telly. It were all like cheap knockoffs, wasn't it, from Xena and Hercules? Don't you remember Sinbad? It only ran I think it ran for about 2 seasons, actually. But the entire series is on YouTube. I did start watching it a while ago, but I sort of dropped out of it. Weren't John Wayne's son Patrick Sinbad? Yep. I watched Retro Gamer Dave. I do. Yeah, you should do, Pete. Definitely. I think, Jane, the fans will get angry if Ray is Palpatine. I never said she were going to be Palpatine, Jane. I think she might be a clone. I don't know. There's all speculation. There's a connection between. I think my theory on it is that Kylo Ren and are somehow going to unify the Force, create the balance, and balance it out, and get and finally destroy Palpatine, because he's the disturbance. He's like the balance. The Force needs to balance out, and I think her and him are going to come together to destroy Palpatine, because he is the embodiment of evil, pure evil. They said even Darth Plagueis was scared of his own apprentice. He is the shadow of evil. I like the film, and of course, Labyrinth with David Bowie. Fantastic film, fantastic. Thanks, Golden Retro. Labyrinth is excellent. It is a great film. They're going to make a sequel. Well, I hope not. Pete, that's the one genius of a guy. Yep, I agree. Harryhausen was a true. He was. I don't think he didn't die that long ago either. I mean, he was a genius. It took him 2 years to do that skeleton thing, back then. You know what technology they had? It took it. I mean, filming Jason the Argonauts wasn't that long. But when they actually filmed, the post-production with the effects and stuff, that was really crazy. Jim, I didn't get invited to Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. And I've been a Star Wars fan for 5 years. Excellent, Jane. I stopped being one 2 years ago. Seriously. I don't. I'm gonna go see Rise of Skywalker because it needs to be seen. But I don't know. I'm a bit sort of worried about it. Do you know what I mean? Hang on, put some music on. It's a bit. It's a bit. I'm not so happy with Last Jedi, Jane. I keep saying this. They totally destroyed what could have had potential. But excellent, Jane. Rise of Skywalker, Descent of Disney, hopefully. The Disney's like the Bob Collective, isn't it? It's just assimilating every franchise out there. I mean, they own Alien franchise, they own Predator franchise. I think they own Lethal Weapon franchise. I mean, all the Die Hard franchise they own. I mean, I think that they own so much now. They're just basic own every sort of franchise going out there now. I know they're rebooting Alien franchise. I don't know why. I've lost a lot of faith in Alien franchise. Honestly, I think every movie that came after Aliens was just crap. Honestly, I do. I found Aliens 3 were an insult to the northern people. No, I did. I did. I went to see it, Alien 3. It was like all northerners at UK were all locked on a planet. Everybody came from up north. Do you know what I mean? They were all on a prison planet. It's not very good for us, is it? The northern people. Hey, Coquelin, I pay. Bloody Ridley's threatening another alien. I know. I saw Alien Covenant, and I just switched it off, man. Honestly, I'm so annoyed that it was David the android it created the xenomorph. I just no way. That were it for me. I just wanted to know about the engineers. That's what I wanted to watch them films for, was about the engineers. Jane, Martin, this is what Christian Arloff said in Collider. I didn't get invited to Star Wars Galaxy Edge, and I've been a Star Wars fan for 5 years. Well, they must have had the reasons, Jane. Probably politics. He might have been saying wrong things. Disney's like. They get that. If you sort of disrespect them, they will squash you like an ant. Because Disney secretly rule the world. Did you know his head? Walt Disney's head's frozen in the freezer, apparently. Read this article in a magazine years ago. So a picture of his head in the fridge. Because one day he's open to come back. I hope not. All right. Pete, yeah, we got it here. Thanks, John. I appreciate that. Guy Williams, Captain Sinbad, 1963. I was right. He was. I'm not going to answer that, Pete, with an answer, because everybody in Aliens 3, it was like prejudice against northern people. Everybody on that planet were from up north, and it was annoying. Even they had they even had the Tetley's guy on it. You know what I mean? I stand corrected, John. Retro Gamer. Alien Isolation, I think. Yeah, it's a great game. I've got that for my Xbox. I've sort of been messing about with it. So, yeah. I mean, the old, I think there's that, wasn't there a series made by IGN recently, which they were doing like each week, like an anime thing of it. I've not watched it yet. Alien 3, Coquelin. Alien 3 was a strange one. Did you say alternative? All I remember was that the end looked different and you didn't see the Queen emerge from Ripley at the end. Yeah, I think I did. I think didn't they release that on VHS years ago with different ending? Yeah, didn't that alien come from a dog or something? It came from a dog, didn't it? Do you know what I mean? So it sort of didn't really work, did it? It was like orange or something, and it wasn't as big as a normal one. But when she jumped into into lava thing, and that came out of her stomach. It was just ridiculous. There was a script for her and Hicks, but they never went with it. But they were going to make one set in another universe about her and him, but Ridley Scott put a stop. So I wish he hadn't, you know. But the good news is the original cast of Ghostbusters is coming back. She's just signed on for it, hasn't she? Pete, I like the alternative Alien 3, but it's not Alien or no, and totally agree. I went to start at Vegas, Jen. Yeah, excellent, Pete. Yeah, I've been planning to go to that. I've been to New York, but I was planning to go to that, but I was going to go last year, and then I got flooded out, and then I was going to go a year before, but then other things went on. I'm going to get focused on going this time. I'm hoping to. Well, I'm hoping to. I want to go to that Star Trek set in Chattanooga. You know, outside New York, where James Corley built that set. You know what he used to film on. I really would like to go out there for a week because I've got a friend in New York, and I could stay with her. So, and she keeps inviting me out there. So, it's just getting the time. I've got so much on at the moment. Pete Owen, same as Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. Yep. Just some guy in Elephant originally came from that was it. Yeah, I mean that was just ridiculous, wasn't it? In Alien 3 originally came from an oxen, it was changed to a Rottweiler. Oh. Yeah, can you imagine it? It takes over a Chihuahua. So you've got a load of Northerners in an alternative reality that made Aliens 3, right? Right. So we've got a load of Northerners, right? Right. All on a planet with him, with Tetley's guy, right? You know, and a Chihuahua. And you've got a miniature alien running about. I just ain't got, honestly. Aliens 4, it was better, but not brilliant, was it? The dog was the first suggestion that the alien adopts the DNA of its host, right? Just some guy, Harold Ramis, will have to play a CGI ghost. Do you know why it wouldn't surprise me if they're gonna do that? Because they've got the tech now to do it, haven't they? You know, that they bring Harold Ramis back, you know. But I'm glad Ghostbusters is back with them. Do you know what I mean? I played the game, which was really like the third movie. The game's really good. It's about Shandor, isn't it? The guy who owned the building. He gets the power of goes there and he starts like merging realities, which is sort of an interesting concept. Coco, the alien took right, like a dog. The alien took characteristics from us, so it ran like a dog. What did you think of Alien Resurrection? It was okay. It could have been better. Why couldn't they just go with like aliens? Why can't they do a movie about colonial marines? You know, that's what we want in colonial marines. But we have oh God, what's that series called? Starship Troopers, the TV series next year, apparently. Now I'm looking forward to that. You know. Not all Jane, but it was very good. Oh God, tell the guy, Brian Glover, remember the Alamo. Pete, did you when you went to Vegas? Was that the Star Trek experience, or was that the convention they have every year? Because they had a friend of mine went to the experience. I think it was in the 90s when I used to go to Star Trek pages. Not all Jane, but it was very good. Oh God, tell the guy, Brian Glover, remember the Alamo. Pete, let it go, Martin. I like Northerners. Just don't turn your back. Well, I'm not Northern anymore. I've been in London for over 20 years, so my brothers and sisters up there think I've sold out. I'm one of the elite living in London. What they call it, an SGW lefty elite living in London. Uh, Ryan, like, hi Ryan, how are you, mate? Hey, it's good to hear from you. Straight off the bat, Alien Resurrection was awful. We needed an Aliens continuation. I was devastated that Alien 5 was cancelled. Yeah, I was. I would have liked to have seen a sequel with Hicks and Ripley, you know, and another detachment of Marines are sent in to save them on a colony planet where these things are running about, you know. And there's been some lame excuses to how them pods got on ship because Burke never got them on. They were on planet. Do you remember what Ripley said to Burke when he sort of fucked them all over? She said, "You don't see them fucking each other over for a percentage." Peter, Pete, they should make Colonial Marines and Terminator Future Wars. Now that'd be good. Did you remember the Sega game, RoboCop versus Terminator for Sega? Do you remember that for Sega Mega Drive? I had that RoboCop versus Terminator, but the graphic novel was really good. Tony, do you remember that for Mega Drive? Going back here, RoboCop versus Terminator. Pete Owen, the Star Trek Experience, classic, mate, classic. Martin, go to Vegas as Elvis. Oh yeah. But what were my bald head, Jen? I don't think so. I had a mate up north who used to have an Elvis costume. He used to do a bit of an act in Bridlington in the pub. They called him Shaky. Every Saturday night, he used to put an Elvis suit and he had a cape and he used to go singing for drinks in pubs. Seriously, sing around Bridlington. I don't know if he's still doing it. I've not seen him in years. Uh, Star Trek Experience, Martin Gotovics. Peter, good to know you, Golden Movie. You should check out his channel, Pete. He does some pretty interesting stuff. Honestly, I'm a fan myself. He could do that, Jane Turner Martin as Elvis via Las Vegas. God. I'm not dressing up as Elvis Presley, guys. I'm not doing it. I like Elvis. He's a sci-fi icon. Do you remember that episode of Babylon 5 where they had an Elvis Presley convention? Cold. Cool. I didn't know that Starship Troopers coming to TV. I'm rewatching the. Oh God, don't. V. On it, I did a massive review on V. V is one of the 80s one. Is one of the miniseries. It's just brilliant. Do you know I keep watching that? You know, it's something I'll go back to like once a year and sit through it. You know, the miniseries. I mean, TV series were cheesy, but we love TV. We love Diana, don't we? And Lydia. Them two, when they were like bitching at each other, just made it, didn't they? But the miniseries, it was so dark, man. You know, Peter V is so good. Oh, definitely. I thought the modern remake had some potential, didn't it, in parts? But it went up its own backside, didn't it? Like Battlestar Galactica, didn't it? It did. It went right when they were there not eating people. They were there looking for soul and all this, trying to get all metaphysical and deep on it all, you know. But I did like the cliffhanger when you saw Mark Singer Donovan walk out in a room going, "We've been ready for him for the last decade, and we've got a secret military base against them and that," which were interesting. Golden V so good. Tony. So I was just some guy. I mourned the loss of Vix and Newt as I wanted them to survive. Well, I did. I was really upset about that. You know, when they didn't have Newt. I mean, killing Newt off as well. I mean, they sunk that franchise, didn't they? I'll tell you something. I'm dreading James Cameron's Terminator. He's not even directing it. He's just a producer on it. They're just using his name to sell it. I can't. I don't know if I can be bothered wasting 12 quid to go see that. You know, next Terminator movie. I just, you know, oh God, don't get me started on X-Men. Completely agree. retro. Copeland. Pete, the series that followed wasn't so good. Stanley did a comic book tribute. Yeah, he did. He did. Yes, he did. He was a big fan, wasn't he, Stanley? I mean, Elvis. We all grew up with Elvis, didn't we? You know, we. I mean, you might think his movies were cheesy, but his music were pretty damn cool. You know what I mean? And he was. I mean, he was a great talent with Elvis. Yes, I didn't agree with writers doing that in Alien 3. I thought that was they just made that just to rip people off. It thought, well, we've had a massive hit with Aliens. Let's just put a load of shite together and sell it to them. They'll all go see it. You know, it was like with Predator versus Alien, wasn't it, as well? They had such an amazing opportunity to do the right thing there. Do you know what I mean? They could have took it from the graphic novel that came out 20 years ago. Aliens, predators, and colonial marines and colonists on that planet all fighting for survival. They could have took that story. Do you know what I mean? Ripley crashes on a planet with X. A signal, a signal goes up. Some colonial marines turn up, and there's an egg on board pod. Some colonists there rescue Ripley, X, and you get an alien queen running about. Do you know what I mean? And it starts knocking off the colonists. Then the predators turn up because they're there to sort of hunt something else down there. And they turn up, but the colonial marines turn up in a rescue ship sent by the dodgy corporation, you know, for Ripley, X, and you. And they could have done it like that. They could have done Alien 3 like that, or set on this planet, and it would have been absolutely amazing, especially with a Predator crossover at the time. But they bollocksed it up, didn't they? And this is what I mean. Franchise, you know what I call these people now? Franchise killers, FKs, franchise killers. You know, because everything you respected, what you've seen, like true classic movies that had amazing writing stories, like Aliens and Predator, and even Predator 2 were marvelous. And then after that, it's just all gone to pot. And it's just all gone to pot. I mean, look at the last Predator movie. I mean, it was all right, wasn't it? I mean, it was watchable, wasn't it? But it was so lame, the whole thing about it. You know, I thought they would have exploited. You remember Predators? I quite like Predators. I didn't mind Predators on that planet. It would have been good to have gone into the conspiracy theory of who were handing people over to predators, who was behind all that, to explore that. Because somebody was giving criminals, ex-war criminals, all this to the predators to hunt on that planet. Do you know what I mean? So there must be a deal between the corporation or the government to do this, and they could have really explored that, and it would have been interesting. But instead, we got Iron Predator, didn't we? You know, and that what is it? That they come to Earth and they steal our DNA, and that's what they came out with. That is that a 25-year film franchise, and they came out with that after 25 years. You know, and just buried an entire Predator franchise overnight. You know, so I've washed my hands. I think me and Terminator finished as well. To be honest, I think after Salvation, I just ain't got any time for it. Honestly, I don't know. I did like the Prometheus. I didn't mind Prometheus. You know, so I thought it was going into the whole engineer thing. But when I saw Covenant, I've not watched the full movie, but I knew where it was going and what I worked out before the end. I knew what pissed me off that David created the Xenomorph. That really got to me. Did that? Hang on. Yes, I've seen that film, Trevor. It looks amazing. Just some guy. I must say, Replicas. Is it about robots? Yes, I need to get V on DVD again and review it, Martin. Yep, V's fantastic. Jen, Elvis Presley hated his movies from the 60s. He wanted better roles. He did. He did Shining Star. They said that was his best role ever when he was in that cowboy movie. Just some guy, Golden Retro and Move Tony, gave it a whirl. It's very NWO, cloning, soul catch, transfer to machines, etc. Sorts of thing, but watch it, it's good. I will need to check it out. Just some guy. I see Golden. I've seen X-Men Dark Phoenix. It wasn't that bad. I was plenty surprised when I watched it, man. Yeah, it had its moments, didn't it? Do you know what I mean? It had its moments. You know, when I've ate my tea, I'll sub to you. All right, cheers. All right, Sophie, mummy. Sorry. Better acting in movies, David Bowie or Mick Jagger. David Bowie. Fantastic actor. Do you remember Mick Jagger in that film with Emilio Estevez? So now we're going back here. Free Jack. That's not a bad movie, actually, Free Jack. Does anybody remember that? Free Jack. I'm going back now. Mick Jagger is, what are it? Poindexter. Hunting Emilio Estevez down. And Anthony Hopkins that runs that dodgy corporation. Better acting in movies, David Bowie. David Bowie. The Predator franchise went wrong after the first. Sudden change from action to horror made that the movie rest of Tosh. I'm sorry. Yeah, well, yeah, it's a good point because I like the mystery of the Predators. But after what they've done to them, they're just now, standard baddie alien, aren't they now? You know, they were a race dedicated to hunting, it was about that. They shouldn't have brought other things into it and they shouldn't have done that. Tony, yes, this robot you're talking about appears at the start, Pete Owens, but as the film starts going, it's about cloning mostly. Interesting. Thanks so much, Golden Retro and Tony. Thanks so much. Just some guy, appreciate it so much. Thank you. I agree. Predator 1 and 2 were brilliant, but further. Oh, yeah, the first one is just. You can't beat the first one. You know, with that music and the jungle and the noise and all that. You just can't, you know. So I'll go with that. Have you seen Jen? Have you seen Rocket Man? No, not yet. Tony, yes, I remember Anthony Hopkins in Free Jack, just some guy, but it could have been so much better in my view. The book's very good. You should look at it. It's a short story. It's really good. It's been years since I read it. Your favourite song by Elton John? Yellow Brick Road. I prefer the first Predator. Schwarzenegger was brilliant. Yeah, definitely. I'd like to have seen him come back. You know, Dutch. Major Dutch. I would have liked to have seen that. They tried getting him for Predator 2, but he was doing something else by that time, wasn't he? Hey, guys, I love Commando, though. I'd like to see John Matrix take on the Predator. Do you know what I mean? To me, Dutch was John Matrix. John Matrix just a killing machine in Commando, wasn't he? He used to rent Commando out all the time, you know. Right, Golden Retro. It was an odd movie for you, Jack. A bit cheap, but just for a one-off every few years. Yeah, just some guy. It was a weird one, wasn't it? But I mean, it did have quite a big old star cast, didn't it? I mean, the female, she was quite a big star, wasn't she? She became really big later on. I forgot her name now. And then you had Anthony Hopkins, who played. He was like the big villain behind it all. Mick Jagger and Emilio Estevez. I mean, it sort of played out quite interesting. I mean, there were quite a few big names in that film. I think it's on YouTube, actually, Free Jack. I like the concept was good, though. Do you know what I mean? It was a very interesting concept. I totally agree with you on that, Josh Sherman. Please, the Predator film was the best. Oh, yeah, definitely. Josh Sherman. Oh, my God, love Rocket Man. A few sex things, but it was good. Mine was Rocket Man. Yeah, no, I love Rocket Man, yeah. Elton John, I love his music. He's a great character, isn't he? Elton John, he truly is. I mean, back in the 70s, stuff was just incredible. But he lived a wild life, didn't he? You know, drugs, women, men, just being out there. I mean, he lived it and good on him, you know. And he's turned out a really nice guy now. He donates a lot of money to charity, you know. Oh God, Stig of the Dump. We did that book at school, but I remember it on Jack and Ori. Does anybody remember Stig of the Dump on Jack and Ori? And I remember TV series. Do you know what I mean? How did he end up living? How were he a caveman living in a scrapyard? You sort of never found that out, did you really? Did he get walked through time or something? Tony. Yes, I agree. Just some guy. It was very odd movie, Free Jack. Had to rewatch it a few times to understand the film. It is a weird movie. The concept is in the future, apparently, for rich people, they can go into when they die, the conscience can be transferred into another body, something like that. But the body's got to be pure because the world's been contaminated with pollution and that. That's why they take people out of time moments before the death so they don't affect the timeline. And that's Mick Jagger's job. He's got that. It's called free jacking. He gets paid loads of money to, you know. But his character ended up being good at it. He supported him, didn't he, against the evil corporation, which was sort of interesting. Do you know what I mean? And it is a good. I mean, it's a good ending because it is Emilio Estevez inside. Is Anthony Hopkins inside Emilio Estevez or not? You just don't know, do you? Well, I think it is him because he does like. He tries. The world's going to become a better place. I mean, it's a good film, Free Jack. I might take a look at that again, actually. Remember watching children's TV says back there, just some guy, my friend. It's all going woke. Really? Why? Jen, the Beatles acting in A Hard Day's Night and Help are really awful. A magical mystery tour movie. WTH was that. It wasn't a bad film, Hard Day's Night. It was okay. It wasn't the best. I did like Bohemian Rhapsody. I think that's one that was superb film. Right. Just some guy. Tony, movies. Do you remember the 89 96 week holiday, an Aussie show called Just for the Record? No, don't elaborate on that one. Give me a memory flashback if I do remember it. Tony, yes, I do remember. Just for the record, as I grew up in the 1980s, just some guy. Yeah, we are 80s children. Yes. How do you feel about Tarantino, Coquelin? How do you feel about the Tarantino R-rated Star Trek movie? I think that Star Trek should be accessible to children as well as adults alike. I got into Trek when I was 5, which is a good age to start watching. I don't know. Tarantino and Star Trek. I mean, it's like they're taking it off what it should be, aren't they? Bloody Quentin Tarantino doing Star Trek. And I think it should stay. Look, I think if you can have the dark, like scary, hardcore stuff, stick it to the TV. But I think the film should be open to everybody. But it would be interesting to see a darker twist on it. But I think doing that could sink the Star Trek franchise as well. I don't want to see it. I just want Star Trek to get back to what Star Trek is. Do you know what I mean? Have you heard about the Picard test audiences? Apparently, it's not going well. You know, the Star Trek Picard test audiences, it's not going well at all. Apparently, the responses have been quite poor. Hang on. How do you feel about the Ryan? Hi, Ryan. What did you reckon to Looper? That feels a bit of a shock for me. Decent film. Yeah, I agree with that. Looper with Bruce Willis. It's interesting. The whole thing about the time travel assassination and that. It's one of them films it gets through the net that is intelligent, and it's not just you know what I mean. There's something solid behind it. I agree with that. I like that. Yeah, you're right on that. What did you Tony? I haven't seen Rocket Man, but I've seen Godzilla, King of Monsters. That was a brilliant film. as well. Looking forward to seeing King Kong. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I wish I'd gone to see Godzilla now. But I really do wish I'd gone to see. I might do, but I wasn't a big fan at last. Well, last one were all right. It was a bit boring, wasn't it? Really, but yeah, this might be good. So I didn't like. Did you like Skull Islands? That were okay. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, but King Kong's only like 60 foot big. Godzilla's like 2,000 feet tall. Just step on him. Well, I don't know. Probably takes Aunt Pam's growing formula and grows. You know what I mean? Just some guy. Just for the record, was an Aussie. Hang on. Right, just some guy. For the record, was an Aussie version of the Guinness Book of Records, really catchy theme tune, funny presenter called Gary Hoop. No, you've lost me there on that thing called the record. Joshua, man, please. Martin, do you still smoke? If you do, I recommend a vape or an e-cock. I do. I did stop for over a year last year. I didn't. The only time I smoked if I drank, and I don't really drink that much. But I got flooded out and had to move, and I think pressure of that made me start smoking again. Do you know what I mean? Because oh god, it was an awful time. Christmas week, and I got flooded out. And I started smoking again. So, but I've cut down quite a lot. But I have got a vape and I don't know. I'm not used to. I got so used to a vaporizer. I'm trying to get used to it again. But I have to stop. It's not good. You're right, and it's costed a bloody fortune to be honest. It's do you know what I mean? Golden Retro movies, a point in time, better days. Yes, it was. I agree. Jump up. You can't say X-Men now because they're more women. Oh, right. Well, we'll call them ex-women then, right? That sounds a bit bad, that doesn't it? Ex-women. It's like all the ex-girlfriends, isn't it? You can't call them ex-women. I mean, they've always been called the bloody X-Men, haven't they? I've been reading them since the bloody 80s. They've always been called the X-Men. I'm not getting old social JW over X-Men. They're called X-Men. They are. I mean, for God's sake, why can't they just be called bloody X-Men? You know. So we can't call them ex-women. It sounds like a porno movie. Oh, it sounds like ex-women. It's like a string of ex-girlfriends. Ex-women coming soon. You know. Did it get a bit feminist in Avengers though? Did you say that clip in Endgame where all women are stood there? Everybody sort of picked up on that, but I thought it was an awesome scene because I thought they all looked really cool. So you can't have ex-women. I mean, it just don't suit, does it? Yeah, again, somebody's going to say, well, why are you calling them X-Men? You know, they've been called X-Men since bloody 60s. You know, trouble is with some of the trouble is with some like lefties and that. I mean, these extreme ones, right? And I don't get political, but there will be a group of people out there, right, that will turn around and say you can't call them X-Men because it's sexist, right? Some people are going to say that, right? Well, I'm not having it, right? Do you know why X-Men were created? X-Men, the concepts of the X-Men, which Stanley has confirmed, was to fight racism. That's why the mutants, all different people with different abilities. And his vision was that we all live equally together. So that is what the X-Men is about. That not being afraid of something that's different. That's my political rant over. Can't call them X-Men. X-Force is cool. X-Factor's cool. But they've always been called X-Men. You know, sorry. I didn't mean to go on. Right. Nice to meet you as Ryan as well. Ryan, nice to meet you too. They'll probably buff somehow. Yeah, they will do. Agree with that. Your favourite musical, movie and biopic? Favorite band? I'd say Bohemian Rhapsody about Queen because I saw Queen live, and yeah, that. I was wondering how's that going. Golden Retro moves. Nice to meet you. Zach. Nice to meet you. They'll probably both conk somehow. Your favorite musical movie? South Pacific is my favorite musical film, Jen. Yeah, I saw the musical at that in Central London years ago. Uh, favorite musical? War of the Worlds. Oh wait, that's not a film. Well, I think it is right. I mean, yeah. I think yeah, it is. I suppose you could class it as a music and a film in a way. Golden Retro movies. Mine is West Side. Oh God, love West Side Story. Do you know, Tony? I watched a clip of that. You know when they're all walking down the street dancing. You know West Side Story. You know when they're all dancing down the street. You know the Jets and the Sharks. Amazing choreography in it for the time. Brilliant film. Uh, uh, Imagine Misty's giving the expo. Go Club. Ex people. Yeah, but it just don't. There's no. Does it sound right? Ex people. Do you know what I mean? You know, I just think where all some of this is going with like stuff. You know, it's we've got to be careful, haven't we? I mean, didn't they change it on Star Trek where no man has gone before? Now it's where no human has gone before, or something like that. I wondered why this latest X-Men was called that, as we now have a lot of film. Yeah, but I mean that's cool, isn't it? Having loads of female superheroes. I think females can just carry it off just as good as men. Look at Xena. She were marvellous. And Supergirl, the TV series, I'm a big fan of her. I think women can. I like acting, women that do action roles. Have you seen Blonde? What's it called now? Atomic Blonde. She's fantastic in that film. And look at Matrix, Carrie Ann Moss. You know, I think women are awesome. I think that women can pull off just as much as men on films. Look at Captain Janeway in Voyager; she was brilliant. So I'm for it. I'm for equality all the way down the line. You know, I just think like when you've had something going for 50 years called X Men, why should you change it? Because some people demand it, but there is a lot of females in the team. You know, well, X people. Uh, right. I don't think that would happen, Joshua. Please subdue to censorship, etc. I wondered why it's called that. We now have a lot of female. Well, I think it's cool that we've got loads of female super. And if you read the comics, there is a lot of female, a lot of ladies in the X Men. Do you know what I mean? But they've always been called X Men, haven't they? You know, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they should change it. You know, X Force or something. But Deadpool did X Force. They all got murdered, didn't they? Have you seen Deadpool 2? I'd worried what Disney's going to do with that now, you know. I hope they don't ruin it. My driver just crashed everyone in slow motion to restart. Hence the daily. Martin, I totally agree with you. Stick with the X. But yeah, I think you're right, Tony. Maybe for a younger generation, I don't know. Ex ladies. Oh, sorry. Don't sound that sounds a bit naughty, doesn't it? Uh Martin, I'll stick with X Men. Love to see a biopic of Adam and the. Oh God, yeah. I'd love to see a movie about Adam and the ants. Yeah, definitely. He's had an interesting life. Just some guy went from where no man has gone before to politically corrected, where no one has gone before. It did. It did. It did. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, but I mean, what do they call human race? Mankind, didn't it? They were mankind. Do you know what I mean? Now humankind, isn't it? Yeah, but they are our equals. They are our equals. You know, they built the world as much as we have. We need each other. You know, I have a lot of female. I've got female friends, and I love them all. I treat them. We're all equal. That's how I say it. They're just as good as me, and I'm just as good as them. Lovely people. We're all people and equal. It's me being. I had a bit of a lefty, trying to politically be correct. You know. Yes, Adam and the Ants. Just some guy. What's the episode fudger than that? Ironically, season 2 episode Deadlock, where the ship hides from the video. Yes, and split into two. I remember that. Good God, that's season 1, in it. I think that's where the ship duplicate in that time thing, isn't it? Go Club Martin. Don't say women. Don't say women can. This is a family channel, honestly. Uh, yes, I couldn't figure that out either. Why do I film out of the musical clock? It doesn't make sense to me. Jump up. Picard, 80% negativity, 20% positive. Oh, God, that is bad, isn't it? That is 80%. Let me hang on, guys. The new Picard says, God, my friend John, he must have looked this up. I caught some of this today about poor reviews, and I'm a bit worried about this. The Picard series, 80% negativity, 20% positive. I'm a bit worried now, So we'll have to wait, won't we? I would like to see it. I'd like to see one episode so I can get a feel of it, John Campbell, Supergirl, say got really pissed off when Supergirl won a fight with some. Oh, I like Supergirl. I think she's really cool. I think it's a really cool series. I'm looking forward to Infinite Crisis this year. Arrow dies, doesn't he? Uh, he sacrificed himself, obviously, because it's his final season this year, isn't it? I got a bit pissed with Arrow. It got a bit boring somewhere about season 3. I sort of switched off. John Campbell hates Supergirl, says got really pissed off when Supergirl won a fight with Superman. Yeah, but Jane, I think Supergirl can just give as good as what Superman can. She's Kryptonian. Her power levels are a bit same. Ryan, I call bollocks on the whole thing. Ripley, Vasquez, Sarah Connor, Xena. Women have had good reprise notation. Ripley's my favourite hero of all time. It seems feminism is laying it on too much. Yeah. Well, I mean, if you go back, I suppose super female icons. I mean, Ripley, definitely. I mean, she kicked ass in that film, didn't she? And look at Vasquez, she was amazing, wasn't she? And there that flew the dropship as well. Really powerful female characters. Coco, Gold. I saw the live version just with all the worlds at the O2 a few years ago. It was fantastic. Yep. Golden Retro movies. So glad to see Picard come back on TV at long last, Martin. But there's Tony. There's been a few problems. If you look at John's comment, and I confirm this because I read something about it this morning. It's been a lot of nerd sites all over YouTube and Facebook. The test audience. I've watched the pilot episode and it's not gone down well. Picard could be a flopper-dooney. But like I said, I'm going to wait until I've seen it myself. But I will read about it. But like I said, I've got to see it for myself to make that decision. Do you know what I mean? So glad to see Picard come back on TV at long. I am very glad. I'm hoping it's going to save Star Trek. But it's all propaganda what people on these sites are saying. Until I see it myself, I can't make a full-on judgment. But I will take on board what people are saying. So glad to see Picard come back onto it. All right. The Flash but I love The Flash, Jane. Flash is brilliant. Season 2, that Voyager episode, but it's called Deadlock, wouldn't mind. Yeah, definitely. It's a good episode. I'm a big fan of Voyager. Really do like it. Oh, that's awesome, Cook. I've never seen it live, though, so I can only imagine how it must have been, though. It's pretty spectacular as well at Wells Live. It really is. Right, representation. I really enjoyed the original Flash and the new version of it. The best girl power representation. Oh, God, yes. Yes, I agree. Buffy would, yeah. And, it's still one of the best television series, Buffy is still one of the best TV series today. Buffy still stands out today. It really does Buffy. You know, she got married to that failed actor, didn't he? He was in Wing Commander, wasn't he? He was in Wing Commander. Do you remember Wing? She married him, didn't she? I forgot his name now. But she did them awful bloody Scooby Doo movies. I mean, they were terrible, them, weren't they? Scooby Doo movies. Do you remember that one? Scrappy Doo weighing all over the car. He got excited there, Daphne. I really enjoyed the Flash and the new version. I like the 90s Flash, and I like how they've incorporated that into the new Flash. I like Flash. I think it's really good. I'm a big fan of Legends of Tomorrow. It's my favourite Arrowverse series. But I agree with just some guy, Buffy. Definitely one of the best representations of girl power. Right, Ryan. This is what. Oops, I don't know what's happened there. Right. This is why I love Starship Troopers so much, male film. No, it don't. And in Battlestar Galactica as well, because they're all sharing shower together and all that. You know, because they're all military personnel. Space Above and Beyond as well, another series which did the same thing. You know, because they did, didn't they? In the military, it didn't matter if you were a man or a woman, you were all the same. And that I think that's the future. That's where it's all going to go, you know. I did agree. Buffy the Vampire Slayer, especially Sarah Michelle Gellar, I thought was well fit. She's married now. Yeah. Hey, she must be nearly 50 here now, though, you know. Sarah Michelle Gellar, she must be. I'm telling you. I saw that Cordelia at a convention other year. She had a load of bodyguards around it, Comic Con. So briefly, she had about 4 bodyguards around, but I thought to myself, we hadn't hardly been in anything for. You were in Expos as like a love interest for about 2 minutes. But she had a load of bodyguards around, but she looked like she was knocking on a bit, you know. Expected quality, hard against the non. Hang on, Ryan, like this is why I love Starship Troopers. So much male film, don't matter, you're still expected 8 equally hard against an non-human threat. But no, I agree. I think you're right, but Ryan, I really do think you're right. Original Flash, great film. Definitely one of the best movie themes of all time. I did agree. Buffy the Vampire series, especially Sarah Michelle Gellar, who I thought was well fit. Shame she's married now. Martin, have you seen that live stream when John Campea got really angry at Supergirl? Said no, where no one has gone before. Golden Retro movies, yes. She married Freddie Jr., didn't she? Buffy was married. She's same age as me now. Yeah, I love Buffy. Big fan. I've got all 7 seasons. I wish we'd got another season. I also absolutely love Angel. I thought Angel were brilliant. I agree. I love Fred's character. She was awesome as well. Agree. Original Flash was fantastic, and also thought them was great as well. Jump up. I was a lot older watching Buffy, but I still enjoyed it. Some guy. After Buffy had to wait an agonizing 3 years, another series. So realistically grabbed me into Heroes. Heroes was an interesting one for me because that got a lot of. There was a lot of propaganda with Heroes. It was all very high quality, wasn't it? Do you remember the first season? A lot of people don't. Heroes, it was quite different how it was done. You know. And then somewhere, I think the writer's strike with season 2 got cut down to 11 episodes, and it sort of killed it, didn't it? The villain didn't have a lot of credibility, and I didn't mind season 3 set in Fairground. I'd saw some of the, when they brought it back a couple of years ago with solar flares and all that. I watched some of that, but half the original cast wasn't in it, and I couldn't be bothered with it. But I think the first series of Heroes was really good. And Sylar, what a character. Sarah McGill also did a cameo in Scream 2. Yes, she did. Sarah McGill is 42 like me, looks mint still cool. She does, yeah. She does look good. I fancied her. I like Willow, me. I thought Willow were lovely. Yes, I really enjoyed hers, but I also enjoyed the Buffy spin off Angel. Angel were awesome. Remember that Hush episode? Oh, God, yeah. That was genius, that episode, wasn't it? Season 4. That was with the initiative. I mean, and they were pretty scary creatures then, weren't they? You know, the whole when they were running down the street with with straight jackets on all and nobody could talk. I mean, that was sort of pretty fascinating episode. Hush. Got an award, did that as well. I remember it won an award, that episode. Remember Hush, just some guy, Golden Retro Movies, the cliffhanger at the end of Angel. Oh, God, yeah. What a cliffhanger. But they did do a season 6, but it's in graphic novel form. Cordelia's the dragon. Seriously. And they do win because Wolfram and Art changed reality back and nobody remembers it. Golden Retro Movies. You only just thought to some guy not far away from Big 50. I always enjoy these type of TV series due to the brilliant acting by the cast involved. Definitely. Golden Retro Movies. You've got a new sub, buddy. That's cool. Yes, that was great. Cliffhanger. Just some guy agree. Just some guy. Golden Retro movies. Yes, but I'm not willing to. I'd rather be 25. But then I'd never have got all these lovely classics to appreciate. Yeah, that's true. I can't regret. I've had a good time, so I can't knock it. Yeah, but it would be. You know, to see what we've seen over the years, I'd appreciate that. You know. Thanks for sub, just guy. Appreciate it, really. Thanks. You know, Jane, Buffy, or Angel, both, because they're both too connected. Buffy's. I like Buffy season 7. You know, it's brilliant. And Buffy finished. Great. Favorite Buffy character, Spike. I don't know. I love Spike. I just thought Spike, and I met him. He's a really nice guy, James Masters. You know, it's weird because like you think he's English and he's not. I think he's the only American that can play a convincing Brit. Do you know what I mean? Uh, Thanks for the sub. Right, Buffy Angel series, both Golden Retro movies. My pleasure, buddy. I think I would have said it's very hard to decide between them. I know, I agree. I can't. I love Angel. Favorite character is definitely Spike. I think I would say it's very hard to decide between them. Both brilliant TV series. Right, I need to bugger off, Ryan. Right, all right, Ryan. You need good night, everyone. Have a good. All right, Ryan. Yeah, I'll be on Sunday at 7 o'clock if you want to join us. Good to see you. But have a great week, Ryan. Have a good weekend and speak then. Just some guy. Bob Angel by a Whiskey. It was really dark by C45 Spike. I modelled my physique on him way back. He's looking well for 56. Yeah, he does. He does. I've got to say that definitely. And so does David Boreanaz. He don't look like he's changed that much. You know what I mean? Tony, you meet Spike, man. It's freaking awesome, man. Oh, I met him, but I've got it about 10 years ago. I saw him at this event. He had a band at the time. Jane, my favorite episode from Buffy's Us, definitely. It's one of the best. Golden Retriever. Bye, Ryan, and take care. Go Club, Spinal Tap, play convincing. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Did you know Small Soldiers? The movie. You know the dolls. You know the GI Joe ones. Major. What is it? Did you know that the who voiced all them dolls was the cast of the Dirty Dozen? And guess who voiced the Gorgonite? Spinal Tap. Seriously, originally they wanted the cast from Predator, the first one, to do the, like the little GI Joe doll. I forgot they were called the GI Joe dolls. But so they used the cast of the first Dirty Dozen movie. My favorite episodes, just some guy. My favorite Buffy episodes were Glory. Oh God, yeah. Do you know? I remember watching that. When it were on BBC Two, and I was sat there watching it, and it just finished where her mother were dead on chair, and her eyes are looking up into, her eyes are looking up to the ceiling. Do you remember that? And it just, I don't think there were any music. I was like really freaked out by that. I mean, they played it beautifully, that, didn't they? I mean, the impacts of that, you know, it was pretty powerful, that was. I agree with that. Uh, Jane, Matt, are you going to sing some more? No. I won't be singing Summer Holiday. And But I do like Cliff Richard. I shouldn't have said that. But Cliff Richard's an icon, isn't he? Golden Retro Movies. I thought that episode was a bit unusual. Just some of the Buffy episodes scared me a little where they did them. Do you know, some of them did make you jump, didn't they? Do you remember the film with Christy Swanson before that? That's it. Film with Rutger Hauer. Film were quite cheesy, wasn't it? Very good acting by Joyce Summers and the aftermath. Yeah, definitely. Don't you remember when Willow tried nearly brought her back from dead a couple of episodes down the line? And all Lightning and Storm were outside when they were going to bring Mother back from dead. And you just see her feet and she's walking towards the door. But Buffy walks in. They stop the spell. Because apparently there's like a kick back from doing it. I like Bad Willow, but I did like Glory. I agree with you on that. Just some guy. Golden Retro Movie, yes, the first season, episode 1, where they corner Buffy in that mausoleum. Oh, God, yeah, brilliant. So I do remember Buffy film, Martin, but again, Christy Swanson was good. Oh, God, yes, she was. I think I was about 18 or 19 when I saw that. I just fell in love with her straight away. I had a crush on her at Adventures in Babysitting. Forgot Elizabeth Shue. Fancied her like mad, when I was younger. Martin, do you have top 10 favourite films? Yeah, I do. Actually, what we'll do on Sunday's show, we'll talk about our top 10 movies, if you want to do that. Do you want to do the top 10 movies, what we all like? We'll all sort of like go into all our top 10 movies. Martin, do you have yep. Buckaroo Banzai is one of my favourite films. My all-time favourite movie is Kelly's Heroes. It's just, I think it's the best movie ever made. Just some guy. Good movie with Sandor from Buffy, Amanda from Island series, The Coherence. Watch it. It's weird about comedy and copied realities. I'll check that out. He's not had a good time after Buffy, has he? You know him that played Xander. It's been quite a few incidents in his private life, Good movie, Xander, Buffy and Amanda from Island series. Jane, I've seen photos of Blackpool and Google. It is beautiful, like the fair. Oh, it's all right, Jane. It's Blackpool. I haven't been in 20 years. I think I'm going August bank holiday, so I'm not really going. I haven't really been to any cons this year. I'm going to several conventions towards the end of the year. I've just got a lot on over summer. I'm thinking I might go to Comic Con in July. I don't know. It depends if any of my friends are going. But it's like nearly 25 quid in for a day now, and I don't think Comic Con's worth that. I just don't think it's worth it anymore. For the amount of queuing you have to do, it's a bit of a con. I mean, I were in there last year at Comic Con at Olympia, and It was like £5 for a beef burger and like nearly £4 for a Coke. Do you know what I mean? It's like £9, not paying that. Uh, Elizabeth Shue is still well fit. Oh, I know she is. I know she is. She's married with about 4 kids now, I think. She's still fit. Was in the new remake of Death Wish with Bruce Willis. Also had a crush here when she was in Karate Kid. I like seeing Adventures of Babysitting. I think it's a brilliant film, that. I've got that. It's one of my top 10 favourite movies. Just some guys. Xander's Gone Grey also had, he did. He had a twin brother because he was in an episode, wasn't he? Just some guy. Have you seen Deadly Friend with Christy Swanson Albert from Little? Oh God, Little House on the Bloody Prairie. God, I remember that. With America's favourite all-time dad, him. That actor, I forgot his name. He did that awful series where he was an angel. Every week, Highway to Heaven. Do you remember that? We used to get it on Yorkshire every Sunday at 4:30. Friends, I'm going to play Expo Blackpool over the second week of October this year, Martin. It's a retro game event. Still need to get a ticket. Well, I'm thinking about that. I don't know, but there's another con on that month. So I'm thinking, because where I live, there's a massive carnival on. And like where I live, it's got millions of people. And so I'm thinking about getting out for bank holiday weekend. God, retro movies, fancied showing all our man. I know, what a body, I totally agree. Michael Landon, yeah, America's favourite dad. I probably will do, Jane, yeah. I'll probably do an hour or something, yeah. I agree, a short on those golden retro movies. And it's yes, you were in Piranha. Yeah. And she did that thing in Las Vegas as well, didn't she, with Nicolas Cage? Right, guys, I've been on an hour and a half, so I'm gonna end the stream. And yeah, another great show. Really enjoyed it. I'll be on Sunday at 7:00. Sunday show, our favourite top 10 movies, and let me know what you think. And I will see you all Sunday. Well, Jen, if it happens, I will stream parts of YouTube through my phone, depending on connection. But yeah, so I will see you all Sunday, guys, at 7:00. Top 10 movies. Write it down. Let me know what your top 10 movies are. And oh God, yeah, I'll be there, John. Yeah, I'll be there at 3:00. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, I forgot about that. I got your text today. Sorry, I didn't get in till late. I was going to reply, but thanks for reminding me. You know, I forgot about that. Yeah, I will be there at 3:00. Yep. All right, then. Golden Retro Movies. Bye for now. All right, Jen. Have a lovely week, guys. I'll see you all Sunday at 7:00. Your top 10 movies, guys. Let me know what they are and we can debate them. All right, then, guys. Have a great week, and I'll see you Sunday at 7.